It's like letting go so and what was it then? You can't help it. That's okay.
What a great honor to be able to introduce for the first time ever anywhere.
This is not what we want.
In this video, meme lord extraordinaire Elon Musk has trolled the world, wandering into Twitter headquarters with a kitchen sink. Let that one sink in. This is a crystal clear indication that Elon Musk's acquisition of Twitter will close before the deadline this Friday. This, of course, signals the end of the world as we know it, and by we, I mean the hate stream media, most academics, most Hollywood wankers, and many on the political left. Brace for impact, there will be many attacks on Tesla, SpaceX, Elon, and everything to do with the man and his companies in the lead up to and the aftermath of this acquisition closing. And of course, the mainstream media has plenty to say on this, including not getting the joke. So let's see their reactions. This video already close to 15 million views. What a troll. Elon's caption, entering Twitter headquarters. Let that sink in. Now, for those of you that don't know, Elon Musk A, likes dumb jokes, and B, likes memes, and this is the ultimate manifestation of both of those things together. We also know that Elon loves to post dumb memes and dumb jokes on Twitter. And now, the ultimate troll. Elon has brought a dumb joke to life. I love this. So delicious, so hilarious, and so real. What other CEO anywhere would do anything like this? Oh, that's right, none of them, because they don't have balls and they're too scared to do anything other than conform to what they believe they need to be to stay CEO of whatever company they're currently running, because they're scared to have a personality. They must stay inside the CEO box, or else. Not this guy. In addition, Elon has updated his Twitter profile to Chief Twit. Clearly, this guy likes to have a bit of a laugh. Something I'm sure most people could do with. A little bit more laughter and a little bit less taking yourself too seriously. Elon also following up here, meeting a lot of cool people at Twitter today. I guess they're the people that aren't huddled in a corner, coming up with their latest list of demands for Elon Musk. A few more quotes from Elon. A beautiful thing about Twitter is how it empowers citizen journalism. People are able to disseminate news without an establishment bias. So as somebody who definitely takes himself too seriously, doesn't make dumb jokes, doesn't like to have a laugh, isn't a bit of a troll, and doesn't have a personality because he's too busy conforming to what the YouTube algorithm requires. That's why he never says f*** or talks about smoking cannabis. I totally cannot relate to Elon Musk and why he has done this. What a strange person. This doesn't make any sense. Elon's a really weird dude. I don't like things I don't understand, and therefore, Elon is bad. Speaking of not understanding things, I still don't understand why Elon Musk is buying Twitter, despite the fact that he's been very clear about his intentions and why he's buying the company. I still don't believe him because I know better. I don't trust him because we know Elon's a fraud and a liar, and therefore, you can't trust anything he says. Billionaires are bad, and Elon Musk is obviously trying to cause World War III. See what I did there? Because the fucking irony. Now, I've got to say, this moment is probably somewhat humiliating for many of the so-called experts who claimed Elon Musk didn't want to buy Twitter. He was trying to back out of the deal. He thought he'd overpaid. The stock market's gone down. Therefore, he doesn't want to close the transaction. I've been consistent since the outset. Elon wants to buy Twitter. He just doesn't want to get fucked over while doing so. Next minute, Ukraine, war, Russia. Oh, you know what? Fuck it. I'll just get fucked in the ass anyway and still buy it because this is so important. I don't have a choice. Speaking of the so-called experts being wrong and humiliated as a result, today's Patreon exclusive video features exactly that. It's way too spicy for YouTube, so check it out on Patreon. If you're not a member, click the card in the corner or the link in the pinned comment to join. I will never tire of calling out moronic experts who are dead wrong. It's been about 3 years since I started ripping on these idiots publicly on YouTube, and now they're eating a large serving of humble pie. Check it out. Link in description. So let's see what the mainstream media has to say about the latest regarding Elon Musk and Twitter.
Well, he said he would do it at the beginning, and now it seems as though he's being forced to do it at the end.
Yeah, this is one of the interesting situations where the devil's in the detail, and Bloomberg also reporting that according to sources, the banks are kind of braced for this borrowing notice that should have come Tuesday. Then the money that the banks have pledged in the form of debt would go into escrow Thursday. And as you said, Caro, he's told these bankers that he fully intends to close the deal by 5 p.m. Friday. You know, the Twitter stock reacted in a way you'd expect. It got closer to the $54.20 per share offer price. And it's kind of a soft indication from the street that, yeah, we think we're at a place where this deal is going to get done. And the mechanics of it are such that, you know, they're moving in that direction. I would say we'd already reported a week ago that, you know, bankers and advisors on both sides have been acting diligently to meet that 5 p.m. Eastern time deadline on October 28th, which was set by the Chancery, Delaware Chancery judge. So we know where we stand.
Elon Musk making an appearance at Twitter headquarters. He posted this video on Twitter moments ago. It comes just days before his $44 billion deal to acquire the social media platform is supposed to close. There is a court-mandated deadline on Friday at 5 p.m. Eastern for Musk to take ownership. Bloomberg reporting Musk will speak to employees on Friday, and he's already tweaked his Twitter profile, calling himself Chief Twit, Shauna, which is, well, pretty appropriate. You can see shares up just over 1%. The question is, how do you address those employees? He is not a master communicator, though clearly one of the brilliant business innovators of our time. This is a tenuous time inside that building in which they already know about the paperwork suggesting 75% of them will be out of a job.
Yeah, you would have to guess that he won't exactly receive the warmest welcome from so many of Twitter employees. Taking a look at an email that was actually sent out by Twitter's chief marketing officer, who sent the employees there. She was saying that Elon is going to be in the San Francisco office this week, walking the halls, trying to dive in and really realize the important work that you do. Feel free to say hi, she went on to say, if you see him in the hall. I don't know if people are going to be too eager to see Musk in the office. I think there's so many questions that remain unanswered, especially when your job is potentially on the line. A lot of people are anxious, and I think people want to know exactly what the vision for Twitter is, and it remains to be seen, I guess, how long we're going to have to wait to see what Elon Musk is going to actually do with the place.
And how he's going to make money? Start by broadcasting that live on pay-per-view.
That'll get you a lot of
we would
viewers.
all pay our $5 to watch that address.
Balancing act, Elon Musk's deal to buy Twitter slated to close this Friday. Bloomberg reporting that the Tesla CEO confirmed that in a video conference with bankers funding the deal. The timing, though, making some people nervous. With less than 2 weeks to go until the midterms, there are growing concerns about social media companies and how well they're equipped to handle disinformation and content manipulation.
So apparently the timing is making some people nervous because the Twitter acquisition closes just before the midterm elections in the United States. Why is it that anyone at all would be at all nervous about a change of leadership on Twitter just before the midterm elections in the United States? It's almost as if these people who are currently concerned about the timing of the deal believe that Twitter is currently able to interfere in elections. Of course, there's no past evidence of that. If you're wondering, what about that laptop? What laptop? Exactly. I warned you guys earlier in this video. The attacks will continue to come thick, hard, and fast. Imagine being concerned about Twitter interfering in elections through a change of leadership under the false pretenses of, maybe they can't control disinformation. AKA, maybe they can't delete, censor, fact check, and ban sharing of actual information that may influence the outcome of said elections.
Let's bring in Yahoo Finance's Alexis Keenan, who's following that story for us. And so, number one, we're looking at this timing potentially a little clearer if it closes on Friday. How quickly, and that's a big if, how quickly can Elon Musk move to change the platform as some have speculated he would?
So I've heard some legal experts say, and whether they're the right ones or not, but they say it could happen immediately. Look, it's going to be a private company. He could turn this thing on a dime. So this makes it a very interesting and delicate time, really, for Elon Musk to be taking over this company because you do have midterm elections coming up November 8th. And these companies, social media companies, Twitter and the rest of the major US companies,
don't have any interest in interfering in elections, don't have a huge unidirectional political bias. Almost everyone working at these companies, voting Democrats, aren't interested in preventing stories being shed that could influence the outcome of elections. And that's why they're not mentioning anything at all to do with midterm elections. It's also untrue that these big tech companies have ever colluded in the past. And if you disagree with me, you're an Orange Man Bad supporter. And you also hate freedom and democracy. And you want people to die because they read misinformation on the internet and it killed them because it's dangerous. And therefore we need to censor it. P.S. There was definitely no laptop. Oh, wait, the elections... Actually, we made a mistake. There was a laptop. We're so sorry about that. We made a mistake. Definitely didn't interfere with the outcome of the last presidential election in the United States, though. Did it? Nah, don't worry about that. It's nothing.
they're all tasked with having a really robust content moderation policy around leading up to elections and after. Certainly that's been an expectation ever since the report came out, the Congressional Bipartisan Report in 2016. So also, though, Musk is working to sustain demand on the Tesla side. So he's got to balance this, but also he is having to keep that demand up with Tesla stock being down since the acquisition about 31%. And I'll tell you why in a second. But first, let's hit the fact that neither Tesla nor Musk have responded to explain exactly what is going to happen with content moderation on Twitter once and if the deal really gets done here, that deadline being Friday at 5 o'clock. Though Twitter has, for its part, in August, reaffirmed its position. Its policy is called the Civic Integrity Policy. And what it does is it offers prompts to users that direct them to information that the company deems accurate. And it also adds labels to content that it deems misleading. So that policy in effect, but maybe not so much after Friday.
Dear user of our social media platform, we know you're a dumb motherfucker who doesn't like to think and needs the approval of your fellow human beings, and therefore we're telling you what is true and what is not, what to think. In fact, we're also telling you what you can't even look at because we deem it to be untrue. We're going to treat you like you're an infant whose cognitive faculties don't work. You can't draw your own conclusions after looking at evidence. Instead, we're just going to tell you the way things are. And then 6 months later, we're going to quietly change our mind and go, oops, we were wrong about that. Sorry we told you this wasn't true when it was. Sorry we told you this was untrue when it was true. It was definitely an innocent mistake, again, in the same political direction, again, continuing to propagate the one true narrative, again. It's such an accident. It just, these coincidences keep happening. We're so sorry. But don't worry, you can trust us this time. This time, the fact check is true. Oops, we made another mistake, but don't worry, that's the last time, we promise. Oops, we made another one. Sorry, don't worry. Last time, we promise. This deal needs to close ASAP.
But also, it's been raised by some of the legal experts I've been talking to, concern about Musk straddling not just the work responsibility of SpaceX, Tesla, his other companies, and then bringing Twitter in, but really trying to manage and be the arbiter of what lives and doesn't live on Twitter when it comes to world leaders. We've seen in the past a lot of discord about labels that have been put on lawmakers' content, both in the U.S. and abroad. That's still going on recently with lawmakers in Ukraine, in the Russia-Ukraine conflict. And so does Musk want to be in that position? That's a question that I hope he answers soon. It's going to be a difficult balancing act once he is faced with those decisions.
You have to wonder what his feed is going to look like, too. I mean, you're talking about global leaders. I mean, he has sort of meddled in or weighed in on what happens with Russia, Ukraine. He gave that interview with the Financial Times where he talks about what should be done with Taiwan. When you are leading that very platform where the discussion is happening, you know, sort of do the rules change? And the larger question everybody keeps asking is, what does it mean? Those people who were kicked off the platform, like a Donald Trump, are they going to instantly be reinstated?
We don't know, but yes, it could end up being a problem that Elon Musk doesn't want to handle. And yes, could he push these responsibilities off to others who are running the company? Sure, but at the end of the day, the buck kind of does stop with Elon Musk so long as he is the sole owner of this company. We'll have to see how it plays out, but certainly he's going to have to continue to try to curry favor in China, in Germany, and other places where Tesla is operating, and make sure that he's pleasing world leaders, people of power on the content moderation level.
And we don't know for sure that he wants to be the CEO and he's going to be running.
We do not know.
So all to be determined there. Alexis, thanks so much for that.
So here's my prediction. 1, Elon doesn't want to be CEO of Twitter. He also doesn't want to be CEO of SpaceX or Tesla. But guess what? He is, well, technically Techno King of Tesla, but CEO is a pain in the dick of a job, and that's putting it lightly. My prediction is that Elon Musk will temporarily be CEO of Twitter, but look to immediately replace himself with somebody who is competent, rational, reasonable, and not corrupt. Pretty simple. I got a funny feeling Elon's probably already had a conversation with David Sachs going, hey Sachs brother, you interested in a job here? And David said, nah, f*** off mate, can't be bothered, too many headaches, but I'd like to help from maybe a seat on the board. Of course, I don't know how this will play out, but there's zero chance Elon wants to be CEO of Twitter. There's also zero chance he'll install an incompetent CEO. I guess that means that Parag probably ain't going to have a job after this deal closes. One thing's for sure, big, swift, dramatic changes are coming to Twitter in a matter of hours. And just when you thought this video had absolutely nothing at all to do with Tesla, or more importantly, Tesla stock, guess what? When this deal closes, the Twitter overhang lifts on Tesla stock. And what does this mean? Well, I don't know. I definitely don't have any idea what's going to happen. Just wanted to put that out there. Because once the stock market has some certainty that there'll be no more Tesla stock sales required from Elon Musk to close this deal, there's going to be one less reason for Tesla stock to be artificially suppressed. Of course, given how logical and sensical the stock market actually is, I'm sure that means Tesla stock's going to collapse as soon as the deal closes. By the way, that's not investment advice, in case you're dumb enough to actually think it is. And by the way, there are some dumb people watching this channel. I really mean that. In my obnoxious opinion, gambling on short-term events like this is pretty fucking dumb. Then again, I'm pretty fucking dumb and I'm definitely not smart enough to be betting on short-term events like this. If I was a little bit smarter, I'd probably sell stocks when I thought they'd go down and then buy them back when they went down and make lots of money. But I'm not smart enough to do that, so I'd just rather buy and hold and stay out of short-term gambling on anything to do with anything that can cause me to lose catastrophic amounts of money if I'm wrong. Speaking of being both dumb and wrong, that was the subject of today's exclusive Patreon video. If you want to check it out and you're not already a member, click the card in the corner or the link in the pinned comment to join. I'll never tire of taking an enormous dump over the poor predictions of so-called experts. Grab your popcorn, head over to Patreon and enjoy the show. Love ya.
This is not what we want.